So hello everyone, this is Saturday, August 6, 2022 and we are doing the Hindu Delhi edition, and as usual we'll be first identifying the most important news followed by a detailed discussion on the same. Right? So let's go on to analyze the news. First identify and then analyze the news. Okay. So rain loses intensity but Kerala continues to remain on alert. Good news because rain has lost intensity, so flood can be managed now. Self rule not required. Israel is attacking on Gaza still. Now this Gaza Strip and West Bank becomes very important. Congratulations to Bajrang, Sakshi and Deepak for winning gold and Sri Kumar for winning silver. So we are doing good at this Commonwealth game at Birmingham. Okay, now let's see. RBI raises rates, woes nimble policy. This is important. China 6 action. Just know this thing. Okay, SC6 reply on seizure of devices. Okay. Okay, we'll see this. India is witnessing death of democracy, says Rahul, because they have been arrested. I don't understand when people die in India, then why don't they say that? Or people, there are many people who got arrested without any cause, right? Or with some very minor cause they are serving in jail. What are they doing for them? They claim themselves to be the national leader. What kind of leadership is this? I don't get it. Okay. SC Moods verdict for bodily autonomy. We have to see what it is because it is related to MTP Act. It is in news. Market next year. It is coming in prelims. From Taiwan stand of okay, fresh opportunity not required. Addressing challenge of new age digital commerce, ODR related, na? Online dispute resolution. Give it a read. I don't think you will get many points from here. Uh, Legislation of risk and provide insights into consumers problem. Okay, you just know this thing. This line would be enough for this. Okay, striking to commitment. Okay, we'll do this. Privilege of MP. Okay, Article 105 it is. So today is vice president election. Know this thing. Dhankar has the edge, and I think he would be the winner. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Look, US again went into China, again went, and this havoc is created between China and Taiwan. US, I think, is the only country that benefits from war every time. Therefore, it seeks to actually take advantage of the cleavages in the relationship between two countries, right? Same thing it do for Nepal. Look, China is trying to do the same thing in Nepal. Okay, it should be resolved peacefully and all those things. Same applies to them also. The Taiwan thing can be resolved peacefully. Why are they firing those missiles? So they are just saying and nothing, doing nothing. Okay, they are just doing the opposite of being done than said. Okay, we have to do this. And this is what we come to the sports news, right? So we are done with identification. Let's go on to analyze the same. RBI raises rate expected because inflation taming is required, right? Policy repo rate raised by 50 basis point to 5.4, means from 4.9 it has become 5.4 now. Okay, repo rate 5.4, and you know reverse repo rate and all those things are linked to repo rate only. Okay. Inflation remaining at elevated level, the MPC of Reserve Bank unanimously decided to raise repo rate to 5.4. Inflation projected to remain above the upper tolerance level of 6% through the first three quarters of 2022-23, entailing the risk of destabilizing inflation expectation triggering second round effect. The MPC said in a statement explaining the rationale for its decision on Friday. Given the elevated level of inflation and resilience in domestic economic activity, further calibrated monetary policy action is required to contain inflationary pressure, pull back headline inflation with tolerance band closer to the target, keeping inflation expectations anchored so as to ensure growth is sustained. The MPC also said it would remain focused on withdrawal of accommodation to ensure inflation remained within target. RBI retained its inflation and GDP growth projection for current fiscal year to 6.7 and 7.2%. Addressing the press conference, the governor said the RBI would use a whatever it take approach to ensure a safe and soft landing for economy despite of uncertainty. The policy response to unfolding economic situation would be calibrated, measure and nimble. Okay, so this is it. Just know repo rates 5.4%, 50 basis point increase. That is means initially it was 4.9%. Okay, 4.9% to 5.4% as expected. Okay, fine. Look here, it was 4.9%. Here it was 4%, and we have seen repo rate more than about of 6.25, 6.3%, right? So it goes like that. Now SC6 government reply on seizure of devices. Did we have more news here? I think there was a China news here, no? Yes. And then we have this news. Okay. Academics have a right to protect their work. The Supreme Court on Friday highlighted the concern expressed by the academia about the seizure of the mobile phone and computer as electronic evidences by investigating agencies during raids, saying that they have a right to protect their work embedded in these digital devices. They have a right to protect. Today, people live in on this. Okay, a bench of Justice Sanjay Krishna Kaul and MM Sundaresh observed orally. Fine. The Ministry of Home Affairs in its affidavit had said that while laptop computers and mobile phones are commonly used in contemporary society, criminals also use this device in facilitation of their unlawful activities. An accused cannot claim the right to privacy when computer, phones, etc., especially when they are used for committing crimes that have vital information related to crime. Digital devices have to be examined thoroughly by forensic expert. The court said it was not satisfied with the affidavit filed by the center and granted 6 weeks time to file detailed response. The law under the code CRPC and IT Act empowers investigating agency to seize digital and electronic device. So till date it is that they can seize it. Okay. Professor Ram Ramaswamy, Suraj Patel, M. Madhav Prasad, Mukul Kesavan and Deepak Malghan, who filed the plea, said academicians lose their life work when police take computers after the raid. Their work run a risk of damage, destruction or even distortion, they said. The court said center need to study the issue seriously, scan it what is being done in foreign jurisdiction and ensure that proper stance is taken. Means Supreme Court has said that adhere to the best practices from the world. They are talking specifically about academia. Please look into it. Justice Kaul said. The court has scheduled it for 26th of September. 6-week notice. 6-week time has been given, right? SC moves verdict for bodily autonomy. Supreme Court said that it may loosen the restrictive grip of a 51-year-old abortion law which bars unmarried women from terminating pregnancy up to 24 weeks old, saying that prohibition was manifestly arbitrary and violation of women's right to bodily autonomy and dignity. Justice Chandrachud and Justice Pardiwala considered pronouncing a judge which would put these unmarried women on par with anguished women with less than 20 weeks old pregnancy who run the danger of suffering mental and breakdown because they had conceived due to failure of family planning devices or methods. Okay. The Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act of 1971 and its rule of 2003 prohibit unmarried women who are between 20 weeks and 24 weeks pregnant to abroad with help of registered medical practitioners. An unmarried woman suffers an unwanted pregnancy. Why should she be excluded from termination up to 24 weeks? Okay, so unmarried women can terminate between 20 to 24 before 20 weeks. Okay, and married women have till 24 weeks. If a married woman is allowed, the danger of life is as much in the case of unmarried as in case of married women. The court noted that rule permits termination of pregnancy up to 24 weeks in 7 specific categories. Okay, 7 specific, including survivors of rape or sexual assault, minors in case of physical disabilities, fetal malformations. Ms. Bhatia said, Bhati said that intention of the law is not to allow abortion freely to all, not to liberalize. But Justice Chandrachud said that unmarried women whose pregnancy is over 20 weeks may have also conceived it in similarly vulnerable situations. Such an unmarried woman may have been exploited. The source of her pregnancy may also be the same vulnerability as applies to other women. You must have a forward-looking interpretation of the law. Medical risk is the same. Untimely. What does the legislature intend? The legislature is not just use the word husband, it also used the word partner. So legislature is not just concerned about women who undergo pregnancy within marriage but also outside marriage. Medical risk is same for both the married and unmarried women. Okay, this is it, 20 to 24 weeks. Just know this thing that for unmarried women it is 20 weeks. Okay, and for married women it is 24 weeks, along with other there are 7 other categories like survivors of rape or sexual assault, minors, physical disabilities and fetal malformations, etc. Right? So just know this thing. So court is arguing that for unmarried women also it should be 24 weeks. Fine. So this is the debate here. Sticking to commitments. India must set an example by balancing energy use and climate goals. After the 27th COP to UNFCCC in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt in November, the Union Cabinet has approved the National NDC, a formal statement detailing the action plan to address climate change. The 2015 Paris Agreement requires countries to spell out a pathway to ensure globe does not hit beyond 2 degrees Celsius and endeavor to keep it below 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2100. The subsequent COPs are quibbling arena where countries quarks, cawl and make compromises on cuts they can undertake over multi-decadal timeline with the least impact on their development priorities. While the end product of COP is a joint agreement signed by all members, the real business begins after, when countries must submit NDC every 5 years, mapping what they have done. India's first NDC in 2015 specified 8 targets. The most salient of them were being reducing the emission intensity gap by 33 to 35%, having 40% of installed electric capacity sourced from renewable energy, and creating additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 equivalent through forest and tree cover by 2030. Being large, populous country, India has net emission but low per capita emissions. It also, by participating in COP for decades, made the case that existing climate crisis is largely due to deindustrialization, due to decolonization by US and developed European countries since 1850. However, years of negotiation, international pressure, and clever evidences of multi-dimensional impact from climate change have seen India agree to move away from fossil fuel over time. At COP26 in Glasgow, PM laid out five commitments or Panchamrit as Government of India reference says it, which includes India increasing its non-fuel fossil energy to 500 gigawatts by 20, achieving net zero by 70. Okay. However, the press statement on cabinet decision was silent on whether India would cut emission by billion tons and creating carbon sinks. While India is within its right to specify emission pathway, it does not at any forum promises more than what it can deliver as undermines the moral authority of India that brings the future negotiation. India has expressed its intent via several legislation to use energy efficiency and many of its biggest corporates have committed to shifting away from polluting energy sources. Going ahead, there should be ground for India and its at its place to be an exemplar for balancing energy use and developing. Okay, fine. So type of article. It is just describing things, nothing new and nothing we have that we can write in examination from here. Yes, we know these things. These are the general environment statics, right? COPs and India's commitment. You can say that India's recent commitment to in Glasgow may be considered as a current affairs, but yes, things have passed. Several months have passed. Last year, December or January, I think it was there. So it is now a part of static only because environment itself is a dynamic paper, and thus you see it in that perspective. Privilege of MPs does not extend to criminal cases. True, wrong notion about immunity from action by agencies when House is on. No member should avoid appearing before an investigating agency when he or she is called upon to do so by citing reasons of House duty. As lawmaker, it is our bounden duty to respect the law and legal procedures. Okay. Member have wrong notion that they have privilege from action by investigating agency while the session is on. The Congress has been protesting against alleged misuse of central agencies by the government to frame political rivals. The Congress member had forced adjournment in upper house when leader of the opposition Mallikarjun Kharge said that he has received someone from ED to appear before the agency even while house is in session. Priyanka Chaturvedi of Shiv Sena to raise the same issue. Okay. On Friday, two protests by Congress member issue led to adjournment by nearly 30 minutes. As the House assembled, Mr. Naidu said, going by what has happened in past few days, I want to clarify one thing that there is a wrong notion about the member that they have privilege from action by agencies while session is on. He said that he has examined all precedents and under Article 105 of the Constitution, MP enjoys certain privileges so that they can perform their parliamentary duties without any hindrance. One of the privilege is that member of parliament cannot be arrested in a civil case, mark this word, 40 days before the commencement of the session or committee meeting or 40 days thereafter. So commencement of session or committee meeting is also a cause. This privilege is already incorporated under section 135A of CPC. However, in criminal matter, MPs are not different from common citizen. It means that an MP duty is not just enjoying immunity from being arrested in criminal case during session or otherwise. He recounted a ruling given by 1996 by Dr. Zakir Hussain that said member of parliament do not enjoy certain privileges so they can perform their duty. Member of parliament do enjoy certain privileges so that they can perform their duty. One such privilege is freedom from arrest when parliament is in session. This freedom from arrest is limited only to civil cases and has not been allowed to interfere in the administration of criminal proceeding. Mr. Naidu asked the members to recall an observation made earlier by him in which he said no member should avoid appearing before any investigating agency whether he or she is called upon to do so by citing reasons of house duty. As lawmaker, it is our boundary. Okay, fine, same thing. Okay. So you got it? So immunity is for civil matter, the arrest immunity, and not for criminal matters, right? And Supreme Court has recently said that this money laundering is like a economic terrorism. Okay, so you can understand how seriously it is being taken. and now we have this thing here. Yes, bank cannot always rely on RBI to fund credit offtake. Look, RBI is the, RBI is the lender of last resort for bank. Now in this perspective, let's see what RBI has said. Lenders need to mobilize more deposits. Okay, means banks needs to get more deposits from people to aid credit growth. Okay, that is what you see. RBI Governor on Friday said that bank would not perennially rely on central bank's money to support credit offtake and needed to mobilize more. Okay, means do more business. He said banks has already begun to pass on increase in repo rate to depositors, and thus the trend was expected to continue. When there is a credit offtake, bank can sustain and support the credit offtake only if they have higher deposits. Obviously, if you take money, you can service it only if you have more deposits with you. Okay, or if you take more money with from RBI, then you should have more money deposited also, so that you earn interest here, so that you lend this, earn interest, give here, and accordingly circulate the money. Okay. During post policy meeting, they cannot be relying on central bank money on perennial basis to support credit offtake. They have to mobilize their own resources. Friday increase in repo rate, okay, 5.4%. Retail inflation is above 7% mark still now. Okay, this is what RBI has done. Michael Patra said that there has been aggressive deposit with bulk deposit, okay, and all those things are there. Give it a read, it is not so important. I just want to tell you that the concept of RBI being the lender of last resort is being used by the bank to get credit, but RBI is saying that you do more business so that you can raise more credit, and this would be overall better for the economy, right? So with this, we have come to end of today's newspaper analysis. I hope you like it. If you like it, consider subscribing the channel, liking the content, sharing and commenting. So it's time to take a part from you, say a goodbye to you. So goodbye all, good luck, study hard and Jai Hind. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.